thanks for joining us on Face to Face with Abdul. Today, the second day of June 2022. I have a guest with me today, a very interesting person to listen to, I bet you. He is the Apga candidate for the Owerri North State Constituency, Barrister Kenneth Madukaji, the man that is known as Obulimba. He's a likable man, very lively, social, and yet loaded. And that load is what we want to have a bit of it today. So, Barrister Kenneth, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Ako. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Okay. You are now the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Apga. Last year, in the last election in 2019, Apga was immersed in so much controversy. It does seem that this year is a big paradigm shift. What happened?
Once beaten, twice shy. Our people will say that when you are married to two wives, you will be able to learn or choose the one that is better than each other or one another, as the case may be. Without missing words, I just want to let you know that what happened in 2018 build-up for 2019 election in Imo State via Abga as a political party or as a platform was an experience that was at a point unmanageable, because people were complaining that those who participated in that election, whether those who came to contest and those who came to participate in the election as it were, complained that they were not given fair deal in terms of nominations, that's what we call primaries, from the congresses and the major election. I think that snowballed to what we got, which was not too wonderful for a good election outing. But then 2023, the build-up is 2022 this year. I think there should be a detour from the old order.
Okay. So many people will want to summarize all that you've said now on one particular factor. They will say it is leadership factor at the highest level of the party that actually caused the problem in 2019. You still have that leadership now. Yes. Why the difference?
A beautiful difference. Then we had the national leader, who is also the current national leader, and then I feel that he decided by the prompt and the agreement of other political party members of Apga to do his best this time for a change. You know, you always accuse somebody of doing one or two things. Yeah. Not until you are opportuned to be close to that person. Yeah. You will not hear from him. Okay. I was opportuned to visit the national chairman of Apga, Victor Oye, in his personal home at Amobia in Oka, Anambra State. And then he exposed to me as a person the happenstance of that 2019 vis-a-vis the need for a change or a paradigm shift or a calculated attempt towards doing it the right way this year. And it was based on that. After that meeting, it was pre-informed meeting. Before I decided to participate in this year election or next year election, I asked myself questions. We have all political parties, there are all scattered, about 18 political parties registered in Nigeria that I could use as a vehicle towards getting the mantra or the mandate I have in my heart for my people. But when I met with him, after considering Apga, he spoke to me at length, and I discovered that there are so many things that I should be believing. To me, that outweighs the public knowledge or the notorious belief that Apga was undemocratic. Okay. I think I should just wake up and do the best. Okay. And yeah, I am.
If I go by what you have said now, I would like to ask you what informed your decision for Apga, because you had made the decision to join Apga even before meeting the national chairman. So what prompted that decision?
Like I said, when I decided to come for rescue of my community in terms of Owerri North local government of Imo State, the constituency, first of all, I asked myself, are you qualified? And the answer is yes, you are qualified. It's all right. Are you ready? Yes, I am ready. Are you sure? Very, very sure.
Okay.
Are you capable? Extremely capable. Are you able? fundamentally able. What next? Look unto God. I did. I sought the heart, the mind, the final enclosure of my heart desire before God. It was after then. And I checked the arrays of political parties in Nigeria, which I am not here to start mentioning their names. And I discovered that they may not give me that participation in politics that will satisfy my mind first. Because what is happening to us are those people who said, my people asked me to come because of what I'm seeing. They bought for me. I am coming because I'm forced to come. I think that is not what we need now. You must be convinced by yourself that you want to come.
So nobody bought form for you?
Nobody bought.
Nobody pressurized you?
No pressure, nothing. I pressurized myself. I bought myself.
You don't have a godfather?
I have no godfather. And there is no plan for that. Because I'm already, like I told you, I am ready. I am able and I'm capable. There is no godfather.
Okay. Barrister Kenny Madukaji, so many people call you activist. Could you just tell us your background and why do they call you activist?
Thank you. The activism, I think, came from it should be natural, because I could believe that from my family, we are a family of 4, 2 girls, 2 boys. I am the second child and the first son. Mathematically, I now have a younger sister and a younger brother and an elder sister. And I think when we were younger, I will always do a cross-check or fact-finding, or what we call fault-finding in almost the activities of our parents and our environment. And as I just get it out and ask it to my kid and kin, the rest of that 2-3 minutes is going to be like all we are saying, give us this and that and that and that. So I think that was how it started. From there, I attended primary school in my community. It was also activism throughout. Then the March Past was the order of the day. Yes, and I think I was so very much committed to that March Past. And there were so many other things we did in the school that if I remember them, I asked myself, you could do this. Multiple questions where we'll be challenging the teachers, like this is wrong, that's not where I will not do this. That kind of a thing. From there to secondary school, had positions like a prefect and so many other positions that we could do at each point in time or the other, academically, like a press club, name it, literature clubs. All those things we are part of activism and the jingoism of what we are today. From there we went to university. In fact, it was at the university that I discovered that I was doing more of activism than the main mantra or the law I was made to read. And if you know Benin very well, Edo State, Edo Delta, naturally, then when we went to the university, Oshomole was also a very popular person in the activism world. So most of us, we are singing all those songs, Isoweto, East Africa, all we are saying, give us water, and all that. I think I was very much in the forefront. I Luther Continua, Victoria Asatatin, and we did it very, very, very well. I'm even afraid. Sometimes I remember those things that happened that time. I get afraid today. Because I say, man, we would have lost our lives. But thank God that it wasn't so. We went to the law school. I became the king of all Igbos at the law school. All Igbos at the law school. I was a king. From there, it was, of course, a matter of protection of Igbo welfare and welfareism. And then we were trying to do a lot of things to pushing up and to where it is. At a point, I went to put a panel, and that was where I now had the bomb of activism. It was a raw material waiting to be explored. In fact, it was a furnace of fire. You must be strong. Say it the way it is, and you must be neat. Oputa of the full Oputa of the blessed memory. You know the background. He's also an activist lawyer, activist judge. I think we had to tutelage with him. I also had to tutelage with Abambo, Clement Abambo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and another man was Babashola Orebi Rose, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. And I had some stint of activity and action with one former Minister of Sports. I remember his name now. He was also a very strong activist. And then we moved to Falano. That was where we now had the baptism of fire. Then we had Falano, SAN and Co. as student practicing law. You could imagine that. We were just using the names of those persons. Ozekome, his son was called to the bar the same day at the center with me. And we are having that Ozekome boys, Ozekome that and that and that. All activism. So we followed activism to where we are.
All right. So interesting. It's an interesting account because I know I was an activist too. So when you were saying all these things, I remember my own time.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So now you are definitely coming to change the status quo because one of the reasons I understand people contest election for is because they want to, either improve on the situation, or remove what is wrong that's on the table, or improve on it, or add up something, because if the status quo is okay, definitely won't be contesting. So what have you perceived, or what have you observed that is wrong with your constituency that you're coming to correct? And what is it you have? What message do you have, for your people? What new thing do you want to bring to the table?
Thank you. The message is simple. We are changing the change. Now we are trying to change the change. Because I saw politics, as it were, as a product of giving to your people or giving back to society, as I call it, philanthropism. But then I got discovered that we now have what they call tokenism. That is like taking over philanthropism. When a man will come up with large sums of money, trying to impress the people, eat in public, dance on the road, go to modelers, celebrate some actions that ordinarily is not given into. And then the next other 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you see his poster trying to give a picture that he is contesting for House of Assembly or any other position of his interest. That was what I was saying before now. Because I started following these politics in 1999. Because I could remember in 1998 in Abuja, when PTP was formed, it wasn't far from where I was part of those who were trying to go on the issue of youth earnestly ask for Abacha.
Okay.
Then there was something of that nature. Yes, we were all part of it then at Agora Hotel. We were strong in trying to see what the youth were doing. But then I discovered that the only problem of the youth are leadership. Yes, if you want to get the best of a youth, let there be what I may call a gathering of storms, or you can call it a mob action, like NSAS. But whenever you have a leader who you are going to give a call and say, boy, come, what is the problem? Tell me that I want to hear. Your elder brother is asking you, tell me the problem. Or chief is asking you, or Baba is talking, tell me. Before the person will say, problem is, can I give it to you? And then you leave these people. But why not? Leave them. Before you know it. Those who are in the front of saying all we are saying, give us water, are behind taking bottled water. It's a very big sin. And this is what we are passing through. But I just said, those we sent, those we have been sending, I feel that they have done their best. But let me also believe that it will be nice too for us to be what I may call coach players. Yes, I have seen the possibility where somebody can be a coach and also play the football. Let us go to the field and play this ball. And whatever that comes out of it, I'm sure is going to change our people. The mantra I came with is a matter of change. And that change is not change per se, but change is straight to sensu. If it is well applied by the special grace of God, there must be change for our society. Thank you.
Yes, okay. It's interesting you are vying under the platform of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Apga. And Apga, just like other parties, have had this very unfortunate experience in the past where people are elected via their platform. They get to the House of Assembly and in order to become a rubber stamp to the executive, they will jettison their party and then jump over to the ruling party, just to be part of the largesse that probably will come out from there. So now that you are contesting under Apga, are you anticipating of joining the ruling party if your party is not the ruling party at the end of the day if you get to the House of Assembly? Or are you going to remain still with Apga?
Thank you. Before I go into the nitty-gritty or the details of the form we filled, because I bought the form, I read through the form, I filled the form, I submitted the form, I passed through screening, I went through congresses, I passed through primaries. Today I'm a candidate of Apga. for Owerri North House of Assembly, or what they call Owerri North Constituency. But I must let you know, without missing words, that what is happening or what has happened in the past about Abga and one or two other political parties running to the ruling party to support the governor, I think it's just a system that our people that ran into those areas did not do it well. What do I mean? Myself, anybody that turns out to be a governor after my emergence, because we are going to be 6 months in governance or 6 months in quality representation before a governor will come in, because of the cluster nature of Imo State governorship issue. I must let you know, without missing words, and unequivocally, that I am going to support anybody who will emerge overall governor after the election. I'm saying it with all level of sincerity, with all modesty and trust. I, Onyekachi Kenneth Madukaji Obulimba Ndibo, I will support anybody who will be the governor of Imo State after my emergence as a member of that house. Remember, at this comment I'm making now, first, I will first of all be a member before the governor will come. Yeah. Secondly, that means I'm going to be participatory in the politics that will be showing face within that 6 months before a governor emerges. And my political participation as an activist, yeah, as a lawyer, as a human rights fighter, and as somebody who believes in Onyaharamanaya, that thing that you know that is sweet for you as you're eating, remember me. I am going to do all within the ambit of the law. First, it must be within the ambit of the law, towards making sure that the person that will be a governor will get the best from me in terms of bills, best from me in terms of representation, best from me in terms of advice, best from me in terms of every other thing that is within the activity of my calling, which is the House of Assembly. For now, why am I saying so? You don't become antagonistic to a sitting governor, because that is not what they are called to come and do. That does not mean that if there are some policies that are anti-people, or that is not within the rosy rose of what we're supposed to do, that you're not going to say, my Lord, His Excellency, if I am to say, which I am to say, because if you remove one local government from Imo State, it means that it is no more to the local government. Yes, you must know where you're coming from. That's why we say it's not a place to just bring anybody you see.
So, Barrister Canis, do I assume that your stand that you're going to work with any governor that emerges will mean that you may not be able to uphold that assignment of checking the executive and keeping them on their toes? Is that what it means?
That's not the meaning. You had me. I was saying within the ambit of my office.
Okay.
What is my work? We have the legislature, we have the judiciary, and we have the executive. One is lawmaking, the other one is law interpretation, the other one is law implementation. You can say the three works are not the same. What is my work? My work is to make sure that quality bills are passed for the children, for the downtrodden, for the poor, for the women, for the pregnant women, for the widows, for the widowers, for the orphans, for the rich and for the poor. That is the law. And then when we are doing this, the governor, because I know that this 2023 election that will accumulate in 2024 must produce the best that Nigeria would want. Because in the long run, the system has started changing. I don't want to start using states, for example. But you know some states in the west, states in the north, where they came together to say, we want to get a governor that is going to be tested and trusted as a governor. A governor that could be trusted at any time of the day. That is the governor we are talking about. And all of us are going to root to that same governor for the better result of a governor. So I think, without missing words, that I am going to use every other power legally within my reach as the House of Assembly member representing my constituency. First, you know, we are going to have committees. Committees, we still have principal officers. Whatever, wherever you find yourself as a principal officer, or a committee chairman, or committee member, or committee secretary, or even an ordinary member of the house, you are still, no, let me tell you, the minority will have their say, and the majority will have their way. I am going to be the majority in the house. It's okay. I'm going to be the minority in the house. It's okay too. But one more time, I'm in the house and I must talk. I am beyond being gagged. You can't gag me. Everybody knows that I'm not somebody who can say you can gag.
What is your view about consensus? And the newly amended Electoral Act will have this provision for consensus. And the president is presently seeking for permission from his governors, the governors in his party, to allow him be able to pick his successor. Okay, so as a candidate who is contesting for election, what is your view about consensus?
First of all, we're talking about direct primaries, indirect primaries, and consensus. Consensus is a Latin language that came from consensus ad lidem, whereby it is seen like every other person, all hands must be on deck. Let's put it that way. And I think the Electoral Act, the new Electoral Act of 2020, as signed. You know, it was a bill before, but now it's a law. That's why it's an act of the National Assembly, ascended by the President of Nigeria. It becomes a valid document that should guide, protect, and direct properly the actions and activities of the upcoming 2023 election and above. There are so many other sections of that act that has been able to say some things that is becoming amorphous for us. And we are asking a lot of questions like section 84, subsection that and that and that, and lot of consensus. But then I think the president was trying to make a comment that was palatable. He was saying he could remember that the APC governors in 36 states of the Federation and Abuja, we are allowed to go with consensus in choosing their various candidates.
Was that consensus, or did they coerce people into submitting to their individual wishes?
In fact, frankly speaking to you, I am the Apga flag bearer of Owerri North State Constituency. And then I decide to be talking about Apga for now. Because I'm thinking and I'm believing that every other political party will be meeting me in the field. It is a very simple thing. In fact, thank God of what happened. I thank God for what happened, because the meaning of it is that the system gave me a protection, or what I may call rich dad and poor dad syndrome, where I cannot believe that I passed through processes of election at the primary level and the hard contest where I won. Though mine, at a point, it was a consensus, because when you see a candidate that can go for war and get what is needed for that war, the best thing you can do as a father, as a mother, as a friend, as a family, is to put all within your reach towards supporting such a candidate. In the olden days, in a family of 10 children, the father will call a meeting and choose one of the children to say, you be a reverend father, we follow you, we support you, we help you out, or encourage him to go for reverend father. You go to the army, you go and be a teacher, you travel abroad, Panya. Then they were not doing it that they were doing it to show that they had power or money.
Did they work for us as a society? Did they work for us?
Those periods, it was causing a lot of issues, because it was now, you now see a father whose child will be a lawyer. If given opportunity, for sure, we say, no, we need a doctor here, go and do doctor. And then that person will become a bad doctor.
Okay.
Yes, so consensus is a very bad system of government. I think it's a COVID to the progress and the progress of democracy.
All right.
Go to the field. That's what we're talking about.
Now, some analysts divide the political process to assuming a position into three categories. First is the primary stage, which is intra-party.
Yes.
And then you have, when you emerge as a candidate as you are now, you now enter the secondary stage, which is the inter-party,
right,
when you're going to compete with other parties. And after that, you now enter into the tertiary category, which is the judiciary determination, because most elections, especially in Imo State, eventually got determined by the judiciary. Okay, and now having scaled the first hurdle, you have the other two, which are quite longer than the first one. right?
Yes.
So how prepared are you? Because we know politics, no matter how we try to run away from it in Nigeria, the way it is structured, it is capital intensive.
Very, very.
It is very, very rigorous. It is energy draining and all that. So how prepared and how solid are you to confront these two formidable stages?
It's all right. Like I said, we have the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary stages of politics. We are through with the primary. By the grace of God, at that time we are all called aspirants. And now I just discovered that my name has changed to now a candidate of flag bearer. After that, there will be the main election. As it is now, we are doing enter, no more intra.
Yeah.
But then we are still having some internal issues to battle with. Internal issues of making sure that your party members are disciplined and making sure that they are also committed to the cause. Because somebody was telling me some minutes ago that you'll be surprised that those who you see as your political party leaders are even working for different other political parties while wearing your political party logo and toga. And I said, okay. I think politics in Nigeria seems to be a state of denial, conspiracy, and the quasi democracy. But then whether they like it or they hate it, I am very much sure that this mandate is divine and is from God and giving us the health, the fitness, which is finance, to carry it out. You can even spend money. Because I remember a situation where a young man who lives in abroad refused to come back home, kept bringing money to the father and told the father, my father, money does not stay with human being. Please help me keep this money. Money does not stay with human being. He was saying those things. The father at the point said, okay, my son has been saying this, and I think he's right. Hence, money cannot stay with human being. Let me spend this money and throw it away. And the man did. When the boy came back home, he met the father and said, Daddy, can I have those monies I gave you? He said, no, now. You told me that those monies, that you told me with your mouth, that money does not stay with a human being. So I'm a human being, and money cannot stay with me. That's the thing. So I want to let you know that we are doing our best. There are guidelines by INEC. There are guidelines by the Constitution and that of the Electoral Act that made it clear to say, spend up to this for this, what we call threshold. Spend more than this, don't spend more than this. Obulimba is a Madokaji. I am doing everything humanly possible towards making sure that my spending is within the ambit of what is approved by INEC. Like today, I am doing consultation. I am not campaigning because it's not time for campaign. My campaign will start by the 12th of October 2022. You can see it has a little time for me to go. But for now, I can't sit down. What I'm doing now is campaign. Having time for interview, meeting my maternal home people, my maternal home people, meeting my in-law people, meeting friends and well-wishers, meeting colleagues, meeting co-activists, meeting journalists, talking to the church world, speaking to the Muslims, talking to the Christians, talking to everybody. There are many people that have been downtrodden. Just like the issue and the idea of those that are seen to be the cause of the problem in Igbo land. I just discovered that the people that are seen as a problem are not even the problem. We are also talking to them that they should allow election to hold. Let it be that. Let's not assume that an Igbo man now becomes the president of Nigeria. I think it's something for us. And then I am going to be the speaker in Igbo House. It's something for us. Some other person will make a minister, something for us. The other person, a senator, something for us. The other person, a speaker, something for us. If we can have Igbos, I'm talking about Igbo now, as a person, as a group of persons, Igbos of Southeast extraction, stay in different positioning. I think they will do a lot towards the emancipation of our people.
Time is no more on our side now, so we're going to be wrapping it up now. But before we wrap it up, I would like to know if you're a family man. Tell us about your family life.
Thank you so much. My own family is a very big story, and it's a story that I have designed that I will give that story on the day of my swearing into the House of Assembly. But nevertheless, I am married to a very senior lecturer with a federal university, who is also my sister, my friend, and my mother. I have my father and my mother alive. I have my siblings alive. I have my children. In Igbo culture, as a traditional leader, we don't count children. But I know that I have not less than 30 to 30 something of them under my tutelage and under my guide as my children, both biologically and otherwise, foster children. And by the grace of God, I am a philanthropist. Yes, I'm saying it boldly in public.
Yeah,
I'm a philanthropist. I have run my educational foundation where we try to look at the children of the poor and give them a little support financially and otherwise, and scholarship too. You know, we have free education. It's different from scholarship. Yes, what we are doing is free education. That free education includes clothing, feeding, and other welfare, health. We are running it. Obulimba Foundation is doing it.
Okay, so how long have you practiced this law profession?
By the grace of God, when I will be called when I will be sworn in, I should be talking about my silver jubilee as a practicing lawyer.
Wow.
Yes.
I'll
be talking about my silver jubilee as a practicing lawyer.
Beautiful.
I have lost a lot of cases. I have won a lot of cases. And I'm still losing. And I'm still winning. And with politics, with activism, with the support we have gotten, with our pro bono mantra. Pro bono is activity of doing cases for people without collecting money. We are doing a lot of it, and that was why we found our financial base. I discovered that you can do cases for somebody free of charge, without collecting 1 naira. But tomorrow he's going to give you money that you cannot even imagine, because he's not going to tell his people, his friends, his constituency. There is a man I know who did this thing for me during that period. He didn't collect 1 naira. Can't we engage him in this matter? You'll be discussing money, big money, that you would have asked for 2,000. Okay. But now you didn't ask. Today you are getting 20 million.
All right, so let's know about your social life. What kind of music do you like? Dance? I know you are an Owerri man, yeah. So and bongo music is popular here. Yeah. So what kind of music do you like here in Owerri? And then after music, what kind of food? I know they have of Owerri too,
yes.
And all that. So
yes.
What kind of food do you also like eating? And even in sports, yes. What kind of sports do you like? Yes. Do you have favorite? Do you have stars that you like watching?
It's all right. I wouldn't want to say I am an introvert. I don't also want to say I'm a conservative, but I think I'm a sanguine or something. I am a hydra-headed young man that can practice every other thing in life and practice it to perfection.
So you can dance bongo music very well.
I am a serious dancer.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
And the people that know me know that I am also a promoter, because I am the current national legal advisor and the patron of AirTip, Association of Air, Television and Radio Presenters. Okay. I am also we have a governor, we have P-Man. I am the patron of P-Man.
Performing musician.
Yes, Association of Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I don't play golf. Because the word play, I don't play golf. But I think I belong to golf because I'm a member of what they call it, senior officers mess. Okay. And then I love golf. I like staying around where golf is being played. But I'm an amateur player. But I think I play golf. Okay. I'm a golfer. Okay. I'm also into, I don't sing. But I think I'm into high life. Yes, high life does not have any auto.
Do you have any artist, any high life artist that you as a favorite?
Brad Chimeze is supposed to be there. Oliver Dikoko Sadebe. Okay. Those persons. And then if you're talking about the genre of our local people, we have Billy Bebo, we have Babana, we have Foreigner, we have JP Melody, we have our brother, a very strong man, we call him Kwesileze Mojibo, who played for me the day I won my primaries. And I think it's a function of the heart.
Yes.
All work without play makes Obulimba a dangerous man. So I play, and I'm not a dangerous man.
So which soup is that you like?
That soup issue is my wife that can talk about that. Because she will always say it's a secret. Okay. Because of those who are waiting to snatch. Let me not give them a photocopy of my expo. Okay.
Yes. Barrister Kenis Madukaji Obulimba.
Thank you.
The Abga candidate for Owerri North State Constituency.
Yes, sir.
We want to thank you for coming to our program. And we pray that God will, grant all your efforts, crown them with victory, so you come out in flying colors.
Amen.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, UHTV. Thank you for what you're doing. And may God bless you. Wait for us for our swearing in by next year. Thank you. Thank you.
Dear viewer, that's the much we can take on today's program, Face to Face with Abdul. I've had it today with the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance for Owerri North State Constituency, Barrister Kenis Madukaji, the man they call Obulimba. And it's been very interesting, listening to him. I'll be back same time next week for another edition of the program to bring you another important personality that will also tell you about himself. And I'm appealing to you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Universal Heritage TV Nigeria, and also like our Facebook page, Universal Heritage Television Nigeria, so that we are getting more of our broadcasts and updates. I'm Obulimba, your host. Thank you for watching.